Hi, everyone. Thanks for coming back and joining me at How Love Bites. My name is Dennis. I'm a storyteller. I'm a voiceover guy. I'm retired Chicago PD. I got a lot of hats. I do. But something that I do know about, I know a little bit about girls, enough to get myself dangerous, enough to be dangerous to myself, not to them. But have I had broken hearts? Oh, yeah, I had a few of those too. And I've given out a couple, but none of it was right. So anyway, I just got a great story for you, and I want to tell you about it. And maybe, guys, this is primarily for you, but it's also for you girls out there. So I just like you to know what we think and how we think and what we know a little bit about you. Okay. So do women approach you? And I will, about halfway through the story, I'll tell you about, do I get approached? Yes, I do. I have been approached. Not a lot. Well, I get, I guess, quite a few, but I have to do my own approaching too, if I'm going to do that, if I'm so inclined. Anyway, a lot of men will get upset by this, but it is what it is. The double standard. She isn't going to come up to you and spell it out for you and say, hey, I really like you. I would love to go on a date with you. That's kind of rarely going to happen. A lot of times a woman will give you signals, okay? And I'm not talking about like gang signs. I mean, they're not throwing gang signs at you, not those signals. Okay, either body language, smiles, eye contact, a flip of the hair. But okay, let me continue. Okay, so you might say, "Oh well, we're equal, so why can't she come up to me? She should." Okay, but if they're not coming up to you, there might be a reason. All right, so take a step back, my brother. Okay, take a step back, and I don't want to do that. Well. You, how do I tell you? You can lose someone because you're not paying attention to signals. Okay, because there's a lot of great women out there, good women. Okay, and they are giving you signals. And I mean, the signals can be something where they'll even place themselves right in front of you to give you real close eye contact. They'll give you a little hair flip. They might even bump into you. That's how my story had some visions of, well, they weren't even visions. They happened. But anyway, so let me tell you about my story, okay? I'm out having a couple of pops, a couple of beers with another copper from one of the suburbs outside of Chicago. And we're watching a ball game, and there's a group, and it's a karaoke bar too. I don't normally go to karaoke bars, but it just happened to be in a neighborhood, and he wanted to watch the ball game and said, "Hey, there might be some chicks there." I says, "Okay, hey, let's go see some chicks." So anyway, while we're there's about 15 girls walk in. About half of them were nice-looking women. But there was one that was just like really exceptional. I mean, she really, really had the attractive thing going on. She did. She was like bordering on stunning. So they walked in and they ordered a couple of shots and they had a couple of beers and then she let it off. The one that I thought was a stunning one, and went to the microphone and started to sing karaoke. Well, while I'm watching a ball game and I'm watching her, she starts looking over my direction, and I thought, she's probably looking at my partner. Well, I'm looking at him; he's looking at the ball game, and then I'm looking back at her, and she starts a little bit of a smile as she's singing, and not a bad voice, but I mean, we're not going to American Idol or anything, it's not happening. So anyway, I go back to watching a ball game, and occasionally I get a glance and I look back, and I'm thinking, boy, if she isn't looking at me, man, I'd be really surprised, really shocked. So anyway, then back to the ball game. She gets out, starts dancing around. When I catch her glance, which I had, and she's either looking at the bottles that are on the bar, by the mirror near the TV, or she's looking at me. So I finally decided, you know what? This girl's looking at me. So, duh, thick as a brick. You know what I mean? So anyway, so I'm watching her dance, and she smiles. I smile a little bit back, but I'm just, too many girls. I'm just not interested, and I'm kind of interested in the ball game, and I don't want to leave my partner sitting there either. So anyway, I just go back to the ball game, and all of a sudden I feel this, like somebody really bumps into me. I mean, it's not a casual bump, but I mean a bump, and actually a bump enough that we clunked heads. Okay, I look over and she's staring me right in the face. I'm sorry. I'm thinking, wow, I'm not, and it was kind of one of those homina moments, kind of a Ralph Cramden kind of, Ed Norton, it can corn an apple. What do we do with it now? So I just kind of said, oh, things happen, and no problem. You're excused. I don't know what something along those lines. Anyway, so I talked to my partner. I said, I can't believe who just bumped into me, the one that I've been looking at the whole night. And he goes, what'd you say to her? I said, I don't know. I locked up. I went into the mode, which can happen now, boys and girls. We know that. We've been there. So anyway, then we ended up trading glances for over the next bit of time. Then it was time for them to leave. And I could see that they're packing up the show. And I happened to lean over to one of the teachers, and because she was the principal of a high school, a grammar school, and they were all teachers. So they were celebrating something. I don't recall what the celebration was for. But I asked her, I said, who's that girl? And she says, oh, that's our principal. And I said, really? And she says, oh, she really, really likes you. And I said, I kind of got that impression. I said, well, what can you tell me about her? So she leans into my ear and she says, she's married. And I said to myself, now I know why a higher force came in and said, we won't be going there this evening. So, what a shame. I said, do me a favor, whisper in her ear for me tomorrow and tell her I thought she was outstanding. I said, but she's married. And that's a no for me. So, anyway, continuing on with our story, and that was my story about Do Women Approach You? So they'll give you a hair flip, they're going to bump into you, clunk heads maybe, and you got to take advantage of that. Okay, don't be like I was. But then I was getting some other kind of mixed vibe, and I understood she was married, and I'm out. I'm not interested. Even for the night, I'm not interested. No. So, but you got to understand how to read the signals. Okay, there's a game that we're playing here. When it comes to men and women, as a man, you have to learn to chase. You have to learn to acquire the woman. I mean, it's almost like you're going to acquire a taste for wine. It's like something great, a great fragrance, whatever it is. You're going to have to acquire that woman. You have to learn to acquire what you admire. So if you're admiring something out there and she's throwing you signs and you're sure they're not gang signs, my brother, you better get on the stick and you better grow a pair, okay? And get up there, count to 3. As you start walking, start counting 1, 2, and 3. So when you get to her and you're on number 3, you better have something to say, okay? You don't want to sound like a pooch, but You want to have something to say. Even if it's just something as ridiculous as, now I know what I want to ask Santa for Christmas. Okay? So that's what you have to do. And then here's something else you got to learn to do. And I think you got to learn to do it for you. You got to learn to do it for them. Is you're a poet, man. Reach into the heart. I don't care how many pieces there are. Find a piece that's big enough. Put it in your hand. Close your eyes and let it talk to you. Let the words come out of your mouth. And when they come out of your mouth, they're going to be like a fragrance. You know, they're going to be like, wow, the smell of flowers, you know. Or if you're trying to force it, don't say anything. Just walk up, smile, and keep your fingers crossed. And watch that Santa comment too. You know, now I know what I'm going to ask Santa for Christmas. You know, so anyway, introduce yourself, say hi. My name is Dennis. What's yours? Can I buy you a drink? Can I talk to you? I think you got great everything. You know, so those aren't my lines, but I'm just trying to make it up as I go along. So the bottom line is learn to chase, because otherwise you're going to be standing around waiting for them to come up to you. And I'm not saying they're not going to, but I'm just saying that it doesn't happen all the time. Depends who you are. Thanks for joining me.